Okay, ladies, there's probably like, what, 1,000 different things that you could try to get done over the weekend to prepare yourself for the week. But when it comes right down to it, I think that there are 5 things that make a huge difference. They're going to help you feel less stressed. They're going to help everything else that's going on in your life to run more smoothly if you just get a handle on these 5 areas before you enter into another Monday. So here is my core list of what I think works well for me, what I have tested with some other women as they are going about their crazy lives, and I think it's going to be really helpful. All right, if you don't know who I am, welcome to my channel. I am Mackenzie Kappa. I am the podcaster behind Live Well Anyway, and on this channel, we talk about a whole smattering of different things, but we mostly focus on planning, business, beauty, and a little bit of wellness stuff thrown in there as well. And if you didn't know yet, this is Mabel. She's the newest addition to our family. Isn't she adorable? She is very much a lap dog, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna be hanging out for a lot of these videos. So welcome to the channel, Mabel. We're so glad to have her. Okay, so let's just jump right in here and talk about these 5 things that are gonna make a huge difference in how smoothly your week flows. The first one is plan. Oh, I know, brilliant, Mackenzie. We never would have thought of that on our own. Okay, well, this is what I mean by plan your week. I mean, get into your calendar. Go over what is actually in your calendar. I know that sounds like a really easy one, but a lot of us don't look at our calendar. We put things in there and then it sneaks up on us and we aren't prepared for it and we have to shift things around at the last minute, or we double book ourselves, or we miss appointments completely. So just by going in there over the weekend and getting a good glimpse, like really taking in what is happening during your week, can make a really big difference. For me personally, I use a hybrid system. So what does that mean? Well, I use both digital and paper planning. So this is a Stology notebook that I basically do a version of bullet journaling in. Now you can do whatever works for you. I'm going to go more in depth into what this system looks like for me in a different video. Bye-bye, Mabel. But the gist of it is that I make a really simple daily layout in my bullet journal. So I plan out about 2 weeks at a time that I prep the pages for. Now, some of you might not want to have to prep all of that yourself. I like it because sometimes I get a little fancy and have some fun. Now that is not required, but I prep about 2 weeks at a time in my bullet journal. And then I can go in there and fill in what times things are happening, what days things are happening. I actually give myself a little time grid over on the right side of each page because that just helps me to get a good grasp on how much time things actually take and where I can fit in all of my to-dos. I leave space to do a brain dump or recording anything from the day. This is just the best system for me, and like I said, I will go more in depth on this in another video. If you have any specific questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I will make sure that they get answered. But so I have my digital calendar, which I use Google Calendar. Every person in my family has a separate calendar within my Google Calendar, as well as every section of my business. Those are all color-coded so that I can really easily go into Google Calendar and see what is pertaining to who and what part of my business really easily. It simplifies things a lot for me. And then when I go in there over the weekend to put things into my paper planner, it just helps to jog my memory about what is happening during that week. If I don't do that, those are the weeks when everything kind of goes off the rails. So by doing that, I'm able to also get a better assessment on where I'm going to be able to fit in all the tasks that I need to get done for my week, both for my family and for my business. I do a master brain dump over the weekend with all of those things that I know I'm going to need to fit in somewhere, and then being able to transfer over the calendar things into my daily pages helps me to develop a better plan for when I'm actually going to get those things done. So that's the basic idea of what I mean to do my planning for the week. I go over the calendar, I transfer those things in here, I do a brain dump so that I know what it is I need to fit in my week, and then each day I do planning last thing in my day pretty much, so I know that I've gotten done everything that I'm going to get done for that day before the next morning, and that just helps me to be prepared each day. But on the whole, that's what I get done over the weekend. Now, there's another section of planning that I want to talk about that I think makes maybe the biggest difference. I mean, the planning one, it's pretty high up there as well. And this one actually is regarding planning also, but that is meal planning. You guys, I don't know how people grocery shop. I don't know how they get through the day having to try to come up with the answer to that question constantly of what are we having for dinner. That is the question that will just make me lose my mind. If at 4 o'clock Kids are asking me, what are we having for dinner? And I don't know. And I still have to figure that out and go to the grocery store and do all the rest. I should just send me to an asylum, because that's just too much for me to handle. So I really try to make sure that I do my meal planning at least every weekend. If not, I do it like for 2 weeks at a time. I've been known to do it like a month at a time, because I have this system that works really easily for me. And primarily, the biggest part of that system is I use Plan to Eat. It is the best meal planning software on the market. They sponsor my podcast, but they don't sponsor me here on YouTube, so everything that I am telling you is completely legit. I have been using Plan to Eat for the past 9 years, and without fail, it has made such a difference in how I plan my meals. Not only does it house all of the recipes that my family already knows and loves and is used to, and I know they're going to like, but all I have to do is drag and drop those meals onto my meal planner, and it will automatically make my shopping list. There's a handy little app, so I always have my shopping list with me when I go to the store. I know exactly what I need. I can really easily change the amount that we are going to make for each recipe. So if I want to have leftovers, or I'm feeding more people than normal, then I can really easily do that, and it will automatically reflect on my shopping list. And then the real kicker, you guys, I can make menus. So I can make a menu for, like, this is our winter meal sequence that we're going to do. And I can do a week at a time, I can do a month at a time, I can do whatever I want to make these menus, and then I save them, and then in the future, all I have to do is drop that menu back onto the calendar, and all of my planning is done for me. It is so brilliant, it is so easy, it simplifies my life, and then I've got that done. It's a huge time saver, it saves me a lot of money, and it just makes my life so much easier, and it saves me from that decision fatigue of always being in that mode of trying to figure out what we're going to eat. So in the description below, I have a link where not only, if you use that link, we can become friends on Plan to Eat, we can share menus back and forth, but you can also try Plan to Eat completely free. You don't even have to put in a credit card for 30 days. And then you can also get 30% off a year-long subscription. So it's a pretty good deal. Give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to help you out with it, because I think it makes such a big difference. Okay, moving on to number 3. It piggybacks off the meal planning thing. So not only are we going to get the meal planning done, but also, did you hear me mention that I also don't want to be like worrying about having to get the groceries at 4 o'clock? Yeah, no sir. I don't want to do that. That is stressful. So I try to get my grocery shopping done on the weekend as much as humanly possible. So I have everything that we need. I know I have everything for breakfasts and lunches, and it's just nothing extra to worry about. Like, as much as I can square away on the weekend to relieve my brain of having to figure things out or find things or go get things, we've got enough activities and all of that for me to try to fit in grocery shopping as well. No, thank you. So I really try to minimize the amount of time that I am taking going to the store, just getting these couple of trips done on a Saturday or a Sunday. Bada boom, bada bing, it's done, everything's put away. The kids know what the options are for the week. That makes a big difference too. I have them help me as we are putting everything away, so they know what the options are for lunches, what the options are for breakfast, because I also don't want to hear that every morning. What do we have for breakfast? You already know, okay? It's right over there. You can go find out. So when they help me to put everything away, they kind of know, and they have a little bit better handle on it. Not that they don't ever ask, but it does help. And then if there's any sort of meal prepping that I can do, I don't do a ton of this for my week. I know a lot of people go like all in on the meal prep, but sometimes I will do a few little things. Like, I'll mix up like little energy bites that are sort of like mini granola bar balls sort of things. And so maybe I will whip those up so we have those in the fridge for lunches or for me to grab as a snack, you know, anything like that, little things. Sometimes we will go ahead and pre-portion all of the things that go into baggies or whatever for lunches, so they can just grab stuff out of the pantry and we don't have to be worrying about filling everything and doing all of that in the morning. It just simplifies that process. So as much of a leg up as you can get on the meal prepping, I think, is also helpful. But even if you just get the groceries, that is a huge time saver. Okay, number 4 on the list is to do a general tidy of the house. Now, I know that can be a tall order, so I'm going to simplify it for you a little bit. Number 1, the kitchen. As much as you can get the kitchen to like the best state possible, that's gonna be a big one for your week because we're always in and out of our kitchens. We're making those breakfasts and lunches and dinners. We're having to navigate in and out of the kitchen a lot throughout the week and pretty quickly. So I think it is helpful to be starting the week from, like the bare minimum of stuff and everything kind of put away and as clean as possible. So start with your kitchen. Number 2, if you're gonna move into another area of cleaning in your house, especially if you're running short on time, I think that the next place that you want to go to have tidied is your main living area. This is also a main traffic space. It's a space that people spend the most time in the evening, a space that things usually really easily accumulate in. So getting all those random knickknacks and whatnot to go away, go back to the places where they belong can be really helpful and help to save your sanity. So start with the kitchen, move to the main living space, and then I say the third place, if you're gonna tackle anything over your weekend, is making sure that your bedroom is as calm and peaceful as possible. My room tends to be the place that everyone turns into the family closet. It's where all the laundry goes, where it's getting folded, and I want that out of there. We'll come to that in a second. But as much as I can have my space be as calm and nourishing for me as possible when I know I'm headed into a crazy and hectic week between work and kids and all of that, it just helps me to be in a better mood when I wake up in the morning. It helps me to feel more productive and calm in the evening when I'm trying to go to sleep and put away all those things that I know I still need to do. It helps me to be in a space that is calm and peaceful and relatively clean. The next space I would say to move to is the master bathroom. Having that space also for the same sort of purpose as your bedroom, I think can be really helpful. And then beyond that, any other spaces are bonuses in my opinion, because if you are a busy mom like I am, then sometimes you can't exactly get to everything. But if you get that kitchen, living space, and your bedroom/bathroom in good working order, everything else is a bonus and will only help to give that feeling of calm and being on top of things. They're not absolutes, but I think it's definitely helpful. Okay, and number 5, as you might have heard me mention, is laundry. Now, a lot of us aren't able to just do laundry one time during the week and be able to get away with not doing it again. If you have any number of kids, you know that laundry tends to accumulate fairly quickly. So as much as possible though, I try to get our laundry completely done on the weekend. Sometimes I kind of start like Thursday, Friday, we're warming into the weekend. I'm getting all of the laundry done. And then by the end of Sunday, I want it not only washed, but folded and put away. And I know that is a tall order. There have been many times in the past where my kids' like piles of folded laundry are just sitting in my bedroom and they just come every morning and I'm like, why are your clothes not in your room? I don't understand. But if we are able to do that, get everything put away, not only does it help my room to feel like a more calm and peaceful space, it also helps them to have a better idea of what clothes they have. They're not coming to me constantly asking those questions of where are my socks and why don't I have any underwear and what pants do I have to wear? Well, you know, you're the one who put them away. They're in your bedroom. So go deal with that there, okay? So I think that that is a huge one for feeling more on top of the week. And like I said, you can kind of like start warming into this process at the end of the week, start putting out a load or two. But for me, it really helps to just like have that process done by Sunday and be good to go. Okay, as a quick review, just to jog your memory, the 5 things that I think will make the biggest difference to your week running smoothly are 1, doing your planning for the week, reviewing your calendar, making sure that you just have a good mental grasp on what is coming in the week ahead. 2, doing your meal planning, knowing what you're gonna do for breakfast, lunches, and dinners, using a tool like Plan to Eat to make sure that you have your shopping list all ready to go and everything is just figured out and you don't have to be using that brain power during the week. Number 3, actually going and getting the groceries and doing any sort of meal prep that is going to be helpful for you throughout the week. Number 4, doing a general tidy on the main spaces that are going to make the biggest difference, like the kitchen, the main living space, your bedroom and bathroom. And then number 5, getting the laundry done. And by done, I mean from start to finish, all the steps put away, said, and done. I think it's going to make a really big difference for your life. I would love to hear if you try this and if it helps you, or if you have any other ideas of things that you do on your weekend to help save your sanity throughout the week. All right, ladies, thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you would like to hit that like and subscribe button, I would absolutely appreciate it. And of course, come and find me on my podcast, Live Well Anyway, where you can find anywhere you get podcasts. And you can also find me on Instagram at Mackenzie Kappa. I would love for you to slide into my DMs. Have a little chit chat. I would love to hear what else you would like to see on my YouTube channel. There will be much more to come in the future. Thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, go be bold and gracious.